French President Emmanuel Macron met with US President Donald Trump in Washington. They discussed the ongoing conflict in Ukraine. This meeting marked the third anniversary of Russia's invasion. Macron warned that peace must not equate to Ukraine's surrender. He emphasized the need for US security guarantees for Ukraine. During their talks, they explored the idea of sending peacekeepers to Ukraine. Macron stated he sees a path forward after discussions with Trump. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is calling for peace this year. He met with European leaders in Kyiv amid rising concerns over Trump's stance towards Russia. On the same day, the United States sided with Russia at the United Nations. Washington refrained from condemning Moscow's actions in Ukraine. Macron reiterated his stance at a joint news conference with Trump. He expressed that Ukraine's surrender is not an option for peace. Trump acknowledged the importance of re-engaging with Russian President Vladimir Putin. He mentioned the necessity for US support for any European peacekeeping force. Macron plans to collaborate with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer regarding peacekeeping troops. Trump's recent comments have raised eyebrows globally. He indicated a willingness to resume diplomacy with Russia. This has sparked fears about the future of US support for Ukraine. Trump expressed confidence in ending the war soon. He suggested that a resolution could be achieved within weeks. Macron agreed that a truce is possible in a similar time frame. Trump stated that Putin is open to the idea of European troops in Ukraine. However, he reiterated that Europe needs to shoulder the financial burden of supporting Ukraine. Trump has also called for the US to recoup financial aid given to Kyiv. He avoided labeling Putin a dictator during the press conference. This contrasts with his previous comments about Zelensky. Putin has shown signs of flexibility since his recent conversation with Trump. He mentioned that European nations could participate in peace talks. Meanwhile, Moscow is focusing on economic opportunities linked to the conflict. Putin noted that US and Russian companies are in discussions about joint projects. This includes strategic minerals in areas occupied by Russia in Ukraine. He claimed Zelensky is becoming a toxic figure in Ukraine. Trump and Putin are considering a potential meeting in Saudi Arabia. Zelensky has indicated he would step down for peace with NATO membership guarantees. He called for a real, lasting peace within the year. The invasion initiated by Putin in February 2022 has led to casualties. This conflict has been termed the largest in Europe since World War II. Trump has controversially suggested that Ukraine instigated the war. He is shifting away from the foreign policy established by his predecessor, Joe Biden. Trump described his approach as a decisive break from traditional US policy. The United States recently aligned itself with Russia and North Korea in a UN vote. This vote did not hold Russia accountable for its actions in Ukraine. Subsequently, the UN Security Council adopted a resolution without criticism of Moscow. This marks change in US foreign policy direction regarding Ukraine. The implications of these discussions and decisions continue to unfold.